From Upper Michigan Source, this is your Sports on Demand for Tuesday, December 17th. I'm Mike Ludlum. A high school hockey rivalry renewed in the Copper Country. The number 1 team in the state in Division III, Calumet, entertained the number 3 team in the state in Division III, Houghton. Let's go to the Calumet Coliseum, pick up the action in period number 1. Gremlins on the power play, but don't tell that to Tanner Rowe because he's in all alone. Jimmy Pietla loses his balance, and there's the shorthanded goal with just 6 seconds left in the first. 1-0 Copper Kings. We move to period number 2. Loose puck in front, Alex Madela, the Lincoln Byring, and Jackson Riley's going to get credit for this tally, 2-0 at 2:23. A short time later, Gremlins on the attack. Ty Hallinan, no. Camden Markham, but Alex Studebaker says no. One of his 22 saves on the night for the Defensive Player of the Year in high school football in the big schools. Then Calumet scores again as it's the locust combination, Dean to Scott. That made it 3-0. And Calumet would add one more for the 4-0 victory. Alex Studebaker gets the shutout, his 11th overall as a Copper King, and that is a new school record, breaking John Giacchino's mark of 10, set back in 1992. Let's go to Lakeview Arena, where the Marquette Redmond entertained the Hancock Bulldogs. First period action, Redmond on the attack. Here comes Hogan Nemitz. Jacob Garrow would poke it home, and a 1-0 lead for the home team. Moving the other way, Peter Anderson. He gets a shot off as he falls down, but Liam Bierman is there with the save. Second period, Redmond on a power play. Gaetano Camarado works it off the boards of Jacob Peterson. Ethan Phillips gets the goal to make it 2-0 Marquette, and the Redmen would add a couple more, and yes, another 4-0 shutout. Let's go to girls basketball, where Marquette made the short trip to Nogami to take on the Miners. Start this in quarter number 1. Morgan Carlson to Chloe Norman. Net there, a little bit of room, not much. Miners on the board first. Aspen Michelin inside to Maddie Carter, and she gets a kind bounce off the rim. And Marquette is now on the board as well. Next, Michelin to Sophia Van de End. She will get the reverse and the foul. And it's 5-2 Redettes after the free throw. Next for the Maize and Blue, Chloe Norman finally emerges from all that traffic and knocks down a 3. She ended up with 19 points, leading all scores. Then it's Norman, Alyssa Hill, nice pass to Morgan Carlson for the hoop. But Marquette would take the lead as Maddie Carter, Avery Kelly to Aspen Michelin for 3. 8-6 Marquette. The pace of the scoring slowed down rather quickly after that. Redettes win 35-32. Yeah, not the highest scoring game between those two teams. To the board, where Gladstone downs Kingsford 58-36. Ellie Jerf had 21 for Calumet. Copper Kings 59, Hancock 43. Jeffers dashes past Dollar Bay 47-28. Baraga keeps on rolling 61-37 over Chassel. Maya Rice had 20 for Lance in the easy win over Bessemer, and 4 players had 12 points for Ontonagon as the Gladiators cruise past Lakeland and Hubble. Elise Bessinen 29 for Ewan Trout Creek, a 66-27 win over Wakefield Marinisco. 18% shooting, that's all North Dickinson had, and they still won by 10, 35-25 over Norway. Kearney NATO, no trouble at all with Superior Central. North Central 56, Stevenson 42. Manistee 1 point better than Engadine, 46-45. Megan Matson had 27 for the Mustangs. Munising 8 better than Brimley, 48-40. It was Sault Ste. Marie, trouble with Alpena, 61-19. And Crandon 60, Florence 37. To the boys, Gladstone visiting Marquette, first home game for Marquette. Rain Castor, no. Jared St. John, the Gladstone putback. They were still down by nearly 20. To the other end, after Drew Weibel gets the rebound, he finds John Thompson for the layup. 46-25 Marquette. Thompson had 18. Then Cameron Karp calls his own number, pretty much a coast-to-coast layup. He had 18. And Marquette just kept right on going. Then Jarrett St. John, the inbound the rain caster, he puts that one in for an easy 2. Ty Lauterman, a junior, led Marquette with 21 points, and you know the final by now, 84-54 in favor of Marquette. Down in Delta County, the Battle of Orange and Black, Houghton and Escanaba. Second quarter action here, and Michigan Tech recruit Brad Simonson will spin in the lane, scoop that one up and in, but the Gremlins are trailing by double digits. Simonson can also shoot from the outside quite nicely. He had 22 of the team's first 27 points and ended up with 33. But the Eskimos had a ton of firepower. Bryant Mackey puts that one home, 46-25 Eskimos. Connor Smale had 5 triples and 17 points, and Escanaba leads by 24. Next, Carter Hudson driving and a nice finish right here. The Eskimos made 13 three-pointers and rolled to the victory, 82-50. To the numbers here, Bark River Harris held off Rapid River 62-53. Tyler Sungling had 25 for the Rockets. Lakeland and Hubble 89, Watersmeet 56. Alpena marches past Sault Ste. Marie 73-42. It was Pickford 53 and Newberry 34. And Cedarville downs Rudyard 73-56. College hoops. Hope hit the 100 mark to defeat the Finlandia men 103-66. Lake Superior State fell 3 short to Indianapolis 73-70. Hope is number 4 in the women in the country in Division III, and they took care of Finlandia 82-51. And the Lake State women are out in California. Now that's the good news. The bad news is they played Azusa Pacifica and the Cougars. Yeah, they're pretty good, 75-33. In high school wrestling, there was a double dual meet last night, and the winners were Escanaba and Marquette as they defeated both Iron Mountain and Kingsford. The NMU hockey team is enjoying Christmas break, and what better way to do that than defeating the #1 team in the country Saturday night. The Wildcats' 4 goals was just the second time Minnesota State had allowed that many this season. Granted, 2 were empty netters, but that helps emphasize the obvious. NMU's defense was very good Saturday. NMU head coach Grant Patolni knows his team was capable of knocking off the top-ranked Mavericks last weekend. Nolan Kent's 30 saves were very important, but you can't overlook the fact the Wildcat defense also blocked 16 shots in Saturday's contest.
I think the number was sufficiently high, but the time and the situation and the effort to block them, that was sky high. It was, I got to adjust myself, I got to sacrifice my body where it's not hitting me in the shin pad. It's hitting me where I don't have any pad, whether it's the ribs, whether it's the forearm. That was 100% commitment by our team that I don't care where it hits me. I'm just not letting it get by me.
The amount of people that were laying out for pucks, and if we didn't have anything, it was off the glass and out and go live to fight another day. I mean, up and down the lineup, some of those guys are going to be in the NHL next year, and a couple of those guys had already played against NHL guys. So, I mean, it's just, you got to look at the guy next to you and trust he's going to do it.
Even though Kent was pulled from Friday's game after allowing 2 goals, Patolni apologized to Kent Saturday morning, understanding after the game that Kent was screened on both of those goals. Kent came back with a strong performance Saturday.
I just think I was probably a bit more aggressive tonight. I felt like I got the first 2 goals last night. I was maybe caught a little deep maybe, but tonight I felt like I was challenging a little bit more, maybe getting a bit more depth in the net.
We've responded every time that I've challenged them. Now the key for us is going to be, how do you play on Friday without me having to challenge you Saturday morning?
The Michigan Tech football team has announced its major award winners, and for the second year in a row, wide receiver Jacob Wenslick is the Allen Boulevard Most Valuable Player. Wenslick caught 40 passes for 687 yards and 5 touchdowns this season. In his career, 135 grabs for just over 2,000 yards and 11 scores. Plus, he gained nearly 1,900 yards in kickoffs and punt returns for his career. Wenslick was an All-GLIAC second-team player, and he received 2 other awards. Sault Ste. Marie junior defensive lineman Nate LaJoy earned the Fred Baird Outstanding Defensive Player Award, along with 2 other defensive honors. LaJoy led the GLIAC with 8.5 sacks and tied for second in the conference in total tackles for a loss. He was named first-team All-GLIAC and an All-Region first-team selection. Defensive back of the year, Travis Tidwell. 70 total tackles, 9 pass breakups, forced a fumble, and recorded an interception. Tidwell made the All-GLIAC second team. Defensive back Glacier Wallington is the special teams player of the year. He closed out his career with more than 100 tackles. He was an All-GLIAC honorable mention. Offensive lineman Jeremy Bell of Nogami won the Offensive Lineman of the Year award and the Ted Curley Award. Bell was an All-GLIAC honorable mention, bouncing back after a serious knee injury in 2018. Quarterback Will Ark, the outstanding offensive player of the year. He threw for 10 touchdowns, plus he set a school record in the punting department. Linebacker Marshall Ryan is the Omer Lajeunesse Award winner for scholastic achievement. Graduated with a biomedical engineering degree and now pursuing master's in business administration. Huskies were 5-5 in 2019.